This particular recipe is inspired from Hyderabad, but it has got a little twist from North India as well, because I'm North Indian. So I have kind of made this recipe of my own by looking at how we make Haleem in North India and hugely inspired by Hyderabadi style. Right, to cook Haleem for 4 people, you're going to need about 500 grams of lean cut of lamb, less fat, dahlia, or we call it broken wheat, porridge, easily available in the supermarkets, then ginger and garlic paste, some fried onions, fresh onions to start with as well, ghee, you can use oil, some green chilies, lime, which is used quite a lot in making Haleem, mint and coriander, salt and yogurt. Then I have some powders. So I got turmeric, coriander powder, garam masala, red chili powder, cinnamon, cardamom and clove. So first thing first, a nice clean bowl, tip in all the lamb, start with pinch of salt. We're going to add ginger garlic paste. So I'm using equal quantities of ginger and garlic. About 2 teaspoons each, and about, it's a kind of dessert spoon, so I would say 2 dessert spoons would be enough for now. Let's say 2.5. I shouldn't be so miser. And I got some lime juice here. Right, and all I need to do is mix it and keep it aside. Just marinate. If you can marinate the meat for a good 2-3 hours, nothing like it. But if you have at least an hour, that's what you would need. You cannot do less than that. Meat should be marinated for a good 1 hour at least. Now, what I'm going to do next is, I got a pan of boiling water. Once the water comes to boil, I'm going to add, this is about 150 grams, 100 to 150 grams of broken wheat or dahlia. I'll just add that and cook it through. Most of the time, water will get evaporated, it'll get absorbed in dahlia, and if it doesn't, you can drain it. Idea is to cook dahlia perfectly. I got dahlia which is about 100-150 grams, and I've taken about 700 to 750 ml, which is approximately 3 cups of water, and that should be enough. The water comes to boil, add the dahlia, bring the temperature, the heat down a bit, adjust it, rapid boil, and let it cook. And now for the next thing, I'll get the pan going for my lamb. Start with ghee or oil. I'm using ghee. So I've used about 2 good tablespoons of ghee. And this is one of those recipes where you do need ghee. This is a very traditional recipes. I would be cheating if I would use a vegetable oil or something. I personally do not go for ghee, but for these recipes, I do, because you can't get the essence of the real traditional food otherwise. Right, the 3 other ingredients which I want to use in this recipe are cinnamon, cardamom and clove, okay? So we'll start with a couple of sticks of cinnamon, a couple of cloves and a couple of cardamoms. And as they splutter, the pot starts crackling, I'll add the onions. I'll add some fresh onions now and lots of fried onions later. And also I will add about 1 chili, green chili chopped. There's something magical about green chili in the lamb, especially this kind of recipe. And in Hyderabad, they do have tradition of eating a lot of green chili. Right, my dahlia is actually more than cooked. It looks like it. Look at that, it's boiling away. It is still cooking. It's going to take a little more time. I will leave it simmering. A pinch of salt always helps. So now this onion is ready. All I'm going to do is add the lamb. And I will add the powdered spices as well. So turmeric, about a teaspoon coriander, a teaspoon and a half, just a small pinch of garam masala, another small pinch of red chilli as well. Don't use too much red chilli because there's a lot of green chilli going in there. So I'll drop the temperature a bit to 10. And cook it slowly. Look at that. This is absolute delight. So there's yogurt which will provide the moisture. The spices have gone in. There's onion. And what I'm going to do now, I got lots of fried onion here, which is nothing but plain onion which has been deep fried and kept. You can actually buy it ready-made as well. You can make your own. It doesn't cost much. Just about 3 onions I had taken, thinly sliced and deep fried. And then again put it on the kitchen towel paper, and that removes lots and lots of fat out of it. And that helps big time to make the dish light. Now, once this lamb gets to a certain stage, and the stage I'm looking at is almost 3/4 cooked, I'm going to remove it, put it with the wheat, mince it, put it back in the dish, and then finish it with lots of lime juice, pinch of garam masala, and lots of mint and coriander. Porridge is ready for me, cracked wheat, and I'm going to remove it in a bowl and keep it aside. I'll let it cool down, and then I would have to mince this with some lamb. The lamb is just perfectly cooked. Depending on the cut of meat you have taken, it would take anything between half an hour to 45 minutes to cook this quantity of lamb. Now I'm going to take half of the lamb out. मैं इस blender के bowl में आधा lamb का मीट निकाल लूँगा और बाकी जो दलिया है, the wheat, the cracked wheat, I'm going to mix it with that and blend it. And then we're going to come back to this pan again. The idea of Haleem is that you actually break down the meat to such a degree that you can just enjoy the meat without making your tummy muscles work harder. Right, here we go. Oops. We can add all of dahlia in there. If it gets too thick, you can add little water. It's not a problem. So I'm going to go and mince it. Right, add some water so that it can blend really well. Perfect. Almost done. Here we are. Take my water back just in case I need more here. Bring this back to speed. And I'm going to add this minced one. Look at that. This is so smoothly minced. It comes out like a paste, and that's how we want it. Right. This is done. Well, now is the time when you will add the rest of the ingredients, things like lime juice. To finish the dish, correct the seasoning by adding a pinch of garam masala, more chilies, green chilies at this stage. I'll check for the salt in a minute as well. And I would like to add lots and lots of mint at this stage, and some chopped coriander too. It blends well with mint. A lot of people would garnish it with fried nuts and raisins as well, but there are different influences. I think this dish is just right like this only, and I would serve this with tomato rice or maybe a naan or also a kulcha. Now time to taste. Moment of truth. Absolutely light, really light dish. There's great infusion of mint and coriander in there, of course, because I have just added that. But the way meat is cooked, it's like a paste, and that's all I wanted. It's fantastic. Just to loosen this up a bit, I'll add about 2 tablespoons of yogurt. Correct, with the salt, dash of lime juice, because that citrusy flavor breaks it really well. So that's quite ready. I will leave it to rest and add my lime juice later, and I'm pretty much done on that. Right, just to recap, I started with marinating the meat. I marinated the meat with ginger garlic paste, yogurt, lime juice and salt. Kept it aside for half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time you got. 1 hour is good, 3-4 hours are fantastic. After that, I went on to boil my cracked wheat or dahlia. I boiled it just exactly the way it should be, perfectly cooked, kept it aside, started with a new pan, added ghee, good 3-4 tablespoons of ghee, and then sauteed just about 1 sliced onion in there with some green chilies. And then I went on to add marinated lamb, followed by powdered spices, which was turmeric, red chili powder, coriander powder, and garam masala. Everything is about a pinch, and it's to taste, depending on how much you need. I can specify it by saying half a teaspoon this and 2 teaspoons of that, but it's actually your own sense how much you want it. And then I added some fried onion and let it cook slowly. When lamb was 3/4 cooked, I mixed it with cracked wheat, the boiled cracked wheat, and minced it to a fine paste. I brought that back to the cooked lamb, added chopped mint, chopped coriander, lime juice, corrected the seasoning by adding a pinch of garam masala and a little bit of yogurt, about 2 tablespoons of yogurt to loosen it a bit. And now it's perfectly cooked, it's ready.